And to tell us more about that meeting, we have joining us, well, he was there yesterday, Engineer Bako Wakil. He's the Director of Technical Standards and Network Integrity with the NCC. Good morning, Engineer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Great. So what are some of the high points from that meeting which we just shared?
Well, the high points is we try to inform the Nigerian public where we are on 5G, the preparation we've made so far up to this end. As we are all aware, after having done the trial for the 5G back in November of 2019, we've been able to auction the spectrum, which is the necessary resources to roll out 5G, where MTN and MyFab Communications become the winners. And now we are busy clearing this spectrum for deployment, and we expect this deployment to start from October this year. And another reassurance that we give to the public is that there is no cause for alarm. All the speculations of negative impact of 5G on cellular network don't have any scientific or technical background. There are researches that have been going on. These are done by World Health Organizations and other institutions that have some sort of relevance to this issue. Have carried out researches, and to date, there are no scientifically proved, evidence to show that radiation from mobile network, either the handset or the base station, is harmful to any human. And there is also no correlation of whatsoever of 5G with COVID-19, because Nigeria had COVID-19 before ever even we thought of having the 5G. So these are highlights of our discussion with the Nigerian public.
All right, Engineer Bako, but there are those who are skeptical about 5G, maybe not because of these reasons you have stated, but yes. I mean, the challenge of infrastructure, the challenge of power, which has hindered the penetration of internet, be it 3G or 4G, and now we're talking of 5G, and they're saying, why don't we maximize these other networks that we have, before jumping into another level?
Well, these concerns about challenges are very genuine, of course, and it has what we are doing today, trying to bring or deploy 5G, has not stopped actually the massive deployment of 4G that is taking place across the country right now. Because we are not going to do away with what is existing today, but we are only building on top and making some improvements. So therefore, we will, of course, overcome all the time. Challenges are always there, but that will not make us or deny Nigerians the benefits of new and emerging technologies. And therefore, we will cross the bridge as we reach. We will work with our stakeholders, particularly state governments and state agencies, in order to provide the necessary permits that requires for the massive deployment of infrastructure that we require for the deployment of 5G. Yes, we are aware of those challenges, and we are working towards mitigating them.
So what's the deployment plan? You said it's starting in October. What's the plan? What are the phases?
The plan is starting October this year. I mean, August this year. Sorry, not October, August this year. And by June next year, we should expect at least 2 states in each of the 6 geopolitical zones. And then a year after, we build on that. But in the next 4 or 5 years, we expect to have a national coverage, covering all nooks and crannies of this country.
So another area of conversation around internet is consumer protection. I know we have FCCPC to do that, but as NCC, what assurances do consumers have that when they pay or subscribe, they attempt to jump on any of these networks, that they will get their money's value?
Okay, at the NCC, we have a whole department or directorate of Consumer Affairs Bureau that are actually looking at all consumer issues, including protection of consumers' rights, and consumer information, so all that issues is being done at the NCC. And we have a number of channels where people can reach the NCC, particularly the Consumer Affairs Bureau, to complain if they are not happy or they have problem with their service provider. So, for instance, we have a number that is toll-free 622. People are free to call at any time when they have issues with their service providers, but we encourage people to contact the service providers first with their problems. But if they did not get, required, solution or attention that they deserve, then they can reach the NCC toll-free, on this number, and we will deal with such, consumer complaint.
All right. So another area that I believe would make the 5G network more relevant would be the use by businesses, SMEs, and even big organizations. What are some of the opportunities that it offers?
Well, some of the opportunities is that with the 5G platform, there is opportunity for industry automation in particular, because these nowadays, technology is the best solution you provide for any problem, including our security challenges of today. We expect that, and we hope, the security agencies will take advantage of this new and emerging technology because of the massive connectivity it can provide, to be able to deal with the security situation that we have. And also in our agricultural sector, we expect revolution in that sector. Already, our banking sector is, witnessing a lot of progress using the ICT, platform, and so we expect improvement on that. So, virtually, businesses and e-commerce will come up and boost these activities once the 5G platform is available.
Yeah, but I mean, the costs could also be a hurdle,
Well, cost, service costs and device costs. Maybe I would like to, divide it into these two. Device costs is for initial stage, yes, will be a bit high because that's how every new technology comes in. Initially, it will be high until when we have a large scale, production using benefit of economy of scale, those prices will come down. But for service cost, all services costs are actually approved by the NCC, and NCC will make sure that this cost of services are within affordable reach of the common man.
But, these days, still talking about the costs, everyone is complaining of operational costs. I know that the one operators of networks the other time did make a request, to hike costs. And I mean, when we look at what's going on around the world, in Nigeria, the cost of diesel, the cost of petrol, global oil prices, I mean, it might be justified. So, are we expecting anything like that?
Yeah, well, the operating environment is quite expensive. We are all aware. But at the NCC, we have a way of doing things. We have determinations. We don't just, fix price anyhow. So our intention is to commission, determination of price in order to understand what is the cost of providing these services. And based on that, we will come up with an appropriate pricing, schedule. That is, we usually have a price floor and a price cap within which the operators are expected to compete and among themselves. Therefore, we cannot just, because the operators have asked, although we are aware and we acknowledge the difficulty in the operating environment and the cost of operation at the moment, but we need to subject this to empirical evidence, of cost determination, after which we will come up with the appropriate price.
Then what about the MSMEs? They occupy a very important position in a creation of employment and sustaining them. You know, they are really, really very sensitive because they are just starting. Yes. And a burden. Is there any break, any holiday, any package for them in all of this?
Well, that could be a business case between the operators and the SMEs, but this could not be a business of the regulator. For us, our responsibility to provide an enabling environment for the service providers to provide the services that are required at the appropriate level of quality of service and so on. So for those business packages and business modules that the SMEs may require, that will be between them and the service providers.
Yeah, we're hoping the NCC could, do a little bit of intercession, just to help. But anyways, thank you so much, Engineer Bako Wakil, Director of Technical Standards and Network Integrity with the Nigeria Communications Commission. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.